Hi, Laurie Calvert here. For a long time I've been considering building a layout around Hayling Island. Now originally I was going to set it around Hayling Island station itself, or maybe Langstone Harbour Bridge, as these are really interesting objects, but those have already been modelled. And so I'm now considering doing North Hayling Halt, which is a much smaller thing, and therefore I might just create a diorama. Originally I was going to build a 16-foot by 2-foot layout at a model railway club, and this idea was submitted and it was kind of approved. It would have a fiddle yard section at one end, Langstone Harbour Bridge. I got an image from Google Maps that I could see, would show me the exact position of the concrete posts there and how many there were, and that is all to scale. And then that would go from the mainland over to North Hayling. A lot of detail was compressed because towards the middle of the island is Hayling Island Station, and that is the rough sort of track plan there. I say rough because it's slightly compressed to fit into the design. These are 2-foot by 1-foot representations, so 8 sections, meaning that this whole image would have been 8 foot by 2 foot. You can't see all of it here, but it is. And that is what I was proposing to model with all of the station buildings and everything else. And then I decided not to, because a lot of people have already done it. There are some great pictures you can get of Langstone Harbour Bridge. I like that one particularly. And then you can see the swing bridge section as well. There's plenty of reference photos. Yeah, really good shots of Terriers and a couple of coaches going over the water. Instead, I've decided to model this. This is North Hayling Halt, and it was in between Langstone Bridge and Hayling Island Station. This was obviously at the north end of the island, and that is what it looked like. And this is the kind of thing I'm considering modelling. There is a Beware of Trains Southern Railway sign there. That's red. There is a lamp there. There is this wheels halt type model here. So I'm estimating it's about 3 wheels halt models long. I'm going to convert a shed to create the waiting room. There is also a bench just there, and so I'll need to model that. I'll just create that, scratch build that out of balsa wood. There are also here, we can see some wires. Now there are actually telegraph poles on either side of the track, and there are other reference pictures I have that show me that. There's a shot here of people at the halt, and it's quite popular on this particular shot. I can see the sort of clothes they're wearing, so that's useful if I want to model that. And then there are other pictures I have of the signage and of the station. These are some of the components I've already ordered. Now the halt did alter in design. For example, here on this shot you'll see that the roof overhangs the doorway, and this I think was an earlier shot because there are adverts on the fencing, and also the fencing is slightly different, plus there's steps on the end. Now most of the shots I have, it looks different to that. It looks more like this one. And here you can see there are no steps. It's got a slope at one end, and the fencing is slightly different again. Interesting that some of those posts are missing. I'm not sure if I modelled that or not. I'll have to see when I look at other reference photos. There it is in quite good condition, so perhaps I'll leave the fencing in. I've actually got fencing that looks like that, and you'll notice that the light is not there on this particular shot, just the post that used to contain the light. I can see the telegraph pole wires though. I don't know if I want to model those or not, because they don't look great, but they were there. I have to think about that. Quite long grass, and I'm going to use autumnal colours. Now there are one or two shots that have got some colour in, and that looks really good, and that's the sort of colours I'm going for. It's telling me, if it's correct, that the doorway was a little bit green. It's a wooden building and the grass is a little bit yellow. So that's all great. They're the sort of colours I'm going for, and here we can see telegraph poles on the right and the left hand side of this picture. All very good stuff. A terrier pulling one or two coaches. So I've got plenty of reference shots. There it is in a derelict state. Fencing missing, wonky sign, all sorts. So yeah, when that arrives, just need to get the wood and then I can start construction.